Okay, let's work some percent problems. In this class, we usually do this. We take the number of correct answers and we put it over the total number of questions that we do, and then we change it to a percent. So that's one way I want you to remember that as we're working this. But let's talk about these words real quick. Percent, actually, cent is in century, means 100, and percent literally means to divide by 100. And here are a few keywords you're going to see. Is always means equals, and of means multiply. Okay, so let's work a few of these. What percent of 650 is 78? And you're going to see down here on the side, your answers are all going to be in percent form. That's why I want you to refer back to this. It's just like we do here in class when we find out like what percentage we did on each of our assignments. So what percent of 650 is 78? We're just going to make a fraction. 78 out of a total of 650, and then on our calculator we have to find this button. So here we are. We're going to type numerator, denominator, 78 over 650. Now how do we know which one goes on the top and which one goes on the bottom? Our total is going to go on the bottom. What percent of 650? This would be like what percent of 650 questions is 78. So is goes on the top here, 78 over 650. Okay, once I have that in, I hit enter. You don't necessarily have to. Okay, and then I'm going to go back here to the second button, and then I am not looking for the percent here. I'm looking for this one that has half the toggle button and change it to a percent. Okay, so I'm going to hit that, hit enter, and you will notice that when it gives me the percent back, it says 12 and it says percent after that. So the answer for number 9 is C. If you're wondering why these numbers are weird, clearly I cut all of these out and taped them down. Okay, number 2, a company charges a late fee as a percentage of the bill. If the customer's bill is $125 and the late fee is $3.75, what percentage do they charge? Again, your answers are over here in the form of a percent. So we're going to do the same thing we do in class. We need a number on the top and the number on the bottom of our fraction, and then we are simply going to change it to a percent. All right, so which number is the bottom number? The total? Well, the total bill is $125. And this late fee is $3.75. You will notice that 9 out of 10 times, maybe 99 out of 100 times, the smaller number is going to go on the top. Okay, so numerator, denominator, $3.75, and we're going to put that over 125, and then we're going to change it to a percent, and it comes back with 3%. So the answer here is A. All right, as we're looking on number 30, let's just review really quickly rules for taking this test. I want you to go through this test and I want you to spend time on the ones that you know how to do. If you come to a question and you have no idea at all how to do the question, you need to skip it. Then when you see you have a few minutes left, you're going to go back and you are going to pick a letter. I don't care if your letter is B or C, but you're going to stick with it and you are going to leave 0 questions blank. Okay, you have at least a 1 in 5 chance. That's a 20% chance of getting the question correct if you just pick something. Okay, question number 30. After getting a ride from a taxi, Austin decides to leave a 20% tip on a $30 fare. In dollars, how much is the total cost of the taxi ride? So first we need to find out how much the tip is, and then we're going to add that to his fare. F-A-R-E is how much it costs you to ride in the taxi, your fare. Okay, so you notice that these are not in percent form. Okay, so we're going to go back to our, we're going to do percent times the number. We're looking for what here? 20% of $30. Okay, this is very simple. In our calculator, we are literally going to input 20% of means multiply times 30 and hit the equal sign. Okay, 20% times 30 equals, the answer is 6, and that is $6. Okay, and that's the tip that we're going to leave our taxi driver, but it doesn't want to know just the cost of the tip, it wants to know the total cost. Okay, so if a $30 fare plus $6, 30 plus 6 is $36 total. The answer is D, dog. All right, the next two questions are actually interest questions. All right, and they give you the formula here. Interest, this is the money that you earn on something, or if it's the form of a loan, this would be extra money that you pay for the privilege of borrowing money. Principal, this is going to be the total amount. Rate, that's always going to be in the form of a percent. And then time, this is what you need to remember. Time here in this formula is measured in years. Okay, in the next one I'm going to show you how to do this if you get something that is not actually in years. All right, so Sharice invested $500. Okay, this is her investment, so $500 goes in the principal. I equals P times R times T. All right, so we're going to put 500 right here in the principal. Okay, in a CD that earned 1.5% interest, 1.5%, okay, per year. After 2 years, so 2 is the time because it's in years, how much interest has she earned? So we are actually looking for I. How simple is this? Okay, we're literally just going to multiply here. 500 times, you can input it just like that, 1.5% times 2. Hit enter. 15. The answer here is B. $15. Okay, the next one here, number 16, this one's going to be just a little bit different, but same thing. I equals P times R times T. Okay, the interest on a simple interest loan was $45. Well, 45 goes where? It goes in the interest right now. So 45 equals, if the loan was at 6 months, okay, that goes in time. All right, but how do we enter time if it's supposed to be in years? Well, we're going to make a fraction. 6 months is out of how many months are in the year? 6 over 12. All right, at 8%, 8% is the rate, 8%. How much in dollars was borrowed? Well, that will be the principal, which we don't know. So we're going to put a P right there. All right, I'm going to do 8% times 6 over 12. That's just easier on this side. 8% times 6 over 12. I'm going to hit enter, and that gives me 0.04. Let me get this down so you can see it. 8% times 6 over 12 is 0.04. Okay, so down here I'm going to 0.04. I'm going to write this correctly now, because usually we would do that and then write times P equals 45. All right, and now we're just going to solve it like an equation. If I have 0.04 times P, the way to get rid of that is to do the inverse operation, which is multiply, or I'm sorry, divide. We already are multiplying. We're going to divide by 0.04. Okay, so in my calculator, 45 divided by 0.04 equals $1,125. The answer is B.